Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our market ratio updates. We'll go over the dollar, 10-year yield, some ratios. We'll look at some inflation numbers and stuff like that, and I'll show you kind of what the market conditions look like for the big picture view of a commodity bull market that's coming. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, and I'll give you my financial opinion. Here's the US dollar currency index. It's still going on up. We are right at that resistance area. We'll see where this thing goes, but it was slightly higher. The 10-year yield launching higher. We've got yields drastically moving higher with inflation out there. And I was watching a bunch of things, and it looks like there's a lot of tertiary effects from high energy prices, which could impact a lot of different metals in terms of smelting metals and whatnot. I'm specifically talking zinc. So, and obviously we've got fertilizer problems, but energy is going to reach its way around to everything, and the 10-year yield is highly correlated with energy. They basically move in tandem. So we'll see where this goes, but I think energy price is going higher, and I think the 10-year yield is going to go higher with it as well, with inflation. Looking at bonds, bonds are breaking out to the downside. This is a pretty big development here where we're starting to turtle head out. This is a topping pattern. It looks like bond prices want to really go and take off to the downside. This is going to accelerate the move in our commodities, precious metals investments. Commodities themselves are continuing to rocket higher. We've broken out of this pattern here. It is looking absolutely fantastic for a move higher for commodities. So this thing is on absolute ludicrous speed mode. The cheetah is running, and we'll see what happens there. But it looks pretty impressive. Looking at the ratios, if I can get down there. So the CRB to S&P 500 ratio is rocketing higher. We just saw the CRB index rocketing higher. So, and remember, this is all relative, but it's launching higher to the upside for the CRB to S&P 500. This looks like a continuation pattern. This could be like the first wave, and then you usually get this pullback, and then you get another gigantic move out of it. So, commodities, in terms of the relative performance of commodities to the S&P 500, look absolutely fantastic. Looking at the platinum to gold ratio, platinum is still above the breakout. We are above a declining wedge breakout. We broke out, and we're just kind of moving a little bit lower. I like platinum here. I'm a huge buyer of platinum, physical platinum, and I will continue to cost average in. It looks like we're getting a little bit of, it's a little bit lower low. We're still kind of in this trend here, and sometimes we kind of dip down and then we'll come back up, but we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I still am a bull. We're above the trend line down here for support. Very cheap level for platinum. Platinum to palladium ratio, we're just moving sideways. It looks kind of like, we've got this kind of type pattern there, and we'll see which way, if this breaks low, down, or up. This could break down, where palladium just keeps going because of the shortages in the palladium market. Remember, platinum is a substitute for palladium. I like platinum as the investment, as it could substitute palladium. Looking at the platinum, I think this is silver, platinum to silver ratio, we have silver's doing quite well. It's still in its pattern. Let's back out. Silver here could outperform platinum in the short term. We could come back to some level down here, which is an absolute ridiculous buy point for platinum. But it's a falling wedge, and usually falling wedges break to the upside eventually. But we could pull back a little bit more. We could get to an area down here. That means that silver could go up and platinum go up at the same time. Silver just goes up faster in the short term, if it were to compress more. Looking at the gold to silver ratio, zoom in here, we're playing with the bottom trend line, and the highs are coming lower. So we'll see where this goes too. Nice one to watch. If we break to the downside, silver will outperform gold. If we go break to the upside, gold will outperform silver. The palladium price, get it to load here. Palladium price has been quite resilient, just holding on, but it does look kind of like a shoulder type deal. It's not perfect. We don't have a clear neckline, but I'm a little more bearish on palladium. I would be bullish silver. So I do think this will go lower, where silver will outperform palladium. But palladium does have deficits, and it may be quite resilient. Dow Jones Industrial Average to gold. Again, this looks like it's collapsing, which means gold is outperforming the Dow Jones as this goes lower. We've got a stair-stepping pattern. We have lower highs, lower lows, and I think this will probably continue lower, is my guess. So that looks really good for gold to outperform the Dow. Gold to oil ratio, it's at 18.5. Very low. We're just bouncing back and forth. Yeah. Sneeze. I've got some allergies right now, so. But we're down there. We're right below a long-term resistance line. There it is. And I think this could compress further over time. Looking at the copper to gold ratio, we're just moving sideways in this tight range-bound little area. Just moving sideways. Uranium's doing quite well. It's basically outperforming everything in the short term. Rolling higher for uranium to silver ratio, uranium to S&P 500. This looks absolutely excellent for an outperformance for uranium. We've got uranium to gold. Uranium's been outperforming gold. We've got uranium to crude oil. Looks like we're getting a bounce back. Crude oil could take off here and outperform still. So it looks like this trend line may hold, and crude may continue higher. And then uranium's outperforming copper. So that's also looking good. For uranium, at least. So we're scrolling on down. We've got lumber. What I did is I took a big picture view of lumber. Lumber broke out. This is a big wedge pattern. It broke out, did a retest move, and now we're just consolidating massively in this sideways channel, sideways triangle pattern. And we could easily break this to the upside eventually. But that's looking pretty crazy, actually. Nickel's continuing to do quite well. We also have this in a consolidation period that's about to break to the upside. Here's your nickel price there, which looks like it's ready to launch again. Sometimes they go a little bit longer. They kind of go to a dead period and then launch, but this looks quite good. Palladium. Palladium also, got this little downtrend that's broken there. That looks like it wants to go higher from a dollar perspective. It does. Cocoa still moving sideways for cocoa futures. There's the big picture view on cocoa futures. We're just kind of moving sideways. This is a huge pattern. I think we're going to break this pattern and blow up to the upside eventually. We've got wheat futures that are way up there. This thing's been on fire. Big move in a consolidation pattern that will probably break to the upside later. Soybean futures continues to remain elevated on top of its pattern. We've got corn futures, which is elevated on top of its pattern and looks like it's running a little bit in the short term. If we can get it to update here. Yep, there it is running again. So consolidated and starting to run again. And then copper priced in dollars just moving sideways. Of the data, the PPI, this guy's just been rolling higher. This is the producer price index by all commodities, just absolutely killing it. We've got the CPI, United States Consumer Price Index. This guy's just rolling higher too. Here's a big picture view of it. It looks like it's starting to accelerate. We've got the housing starts, 1.769 million. It's still in an uptrend, still looking fantastic from a housing starts perspective. And then inflation, on a long-term perspective, we break this pattern here. This is looking quite interesting. Like we could see a very large move to the upside. So inflation could be out of control here based off just this chart all the way back from 1920 till today. We could break it and go into a very highly inflationary period. Like perhaps even problems. Aluminum's got the double booty bottom, and it's been rocketing higher. Again, we've had a little bit of a pullback here recently. I think it's just going to be a consolidation period where we consolidate a little bit and then move on up again. That's my guess. So that's what I've got. We got the Baltic Dry Index. The Baltic Dry Index is finding a bottom here, I think, soon as well. And the shipper companies are starting to firm up. So I do like it down here quite a bit for the shipping companies. So that's what I've got for today. That's the commodity update, guys. Everything looks absolutely excellent for continued outperformance for commodities until I see something that's a reversal pattern. There's no reversal patterns. They all look like they want to. We've got consolidations in some of the stuff, but I still think we're going to go a lot higher over time here. So I think everything's intact. Everything looks excellent. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And check out my website below. Platinum membership's the one I would choose if you want to sign up to the Platinum membership. This is the overall kind of market conditions within a commodity bull market. And what's coming is going to be absolutely insane. So if you want to figure out what companies to use for this insane bull market that's coming, then I would sign up to the website with a Platinum membership. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.